Prepare for battle.
Alright guys, the most important thing as an offlane is getting your items fast and getting into the lane. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because the enemy team, if you allow them to set up, the jungle's a very dangerous place. Your first rule as an offlane is that you're going to be solo, you know, so most likely you're against an enemy tri-lane with how things currently play out. If it's 3 versus 1 and you get caught right here, you're probably dead. That's probably an easy first blood. So as an offlane, you also need to look. Offlanes generally have an escape spell. You need to focus on that. So for Windrunner, you want to go ahead and get your Windrun at level 1 in case you do get caught out. And then the reason you want to get into lane fast is because you need to get this ward down. It can be right here, it can be right here, it can be over here. It doesn't really matter. You just need to block this camp from spawning. Like, I just did a stacking and pulling tutorial. They're going to stack and pull, and if they do that, they're going to deny you farm. Now the other ward is up to you. If you've got a second set of wards on your team, and they ward the rune on the bottom lane, then you have the luxury of putting a ward somewhere over here, so you can see when the support's trying to roam in behind you. So, you know, just right up there, gives you nice little easy vision up here. So it helps protect you as an offlane. It lets you play out. Because you can go block these creeps a little bit.
Of course.
You can go over here, you can see if a witch doctor's coming in from the side. You know, you can farm up to here safely because you can see if their support's coming in. So their little, let's say they've got an anti-mage right here farming away. You know he's not going to jump on you because he's solo right now. This guy's trying to stack and pull and he just realized you've warded. So he's like, okay. He's coming over into the lane. He starts roaming over here. You have vision of him the entire way. You're like, well, I guess I'll just back up like this. You know, away from him. Make him have to walk as far as possible. And just get back out of the lane. You know, and if he's over here, maybe come up here and trade some hits with him. Don't trade too many, because if anti-mage jumps down and you get stunned, you might die. So the main thing you're looking for as an offlane, you're going to look for auto attack denying as much as possible because you want to keep this wave pulled to your tower. That's why we're blocking the pull camp. Because if they have the pull camp, any mage can auto attack and the support can just keep it under his tower all game long.
Already moving.
The second thing you need to realize as an offlane, you're going to get shit on. That is your role.
Of course.
This is a lost lane from the start. That's why you're not committing any resources to it. You're just getting levels. As Windrunner, all you need is the levels in the lane. That way you can get to your level 6, level 7, get maxed power shot or shackle, whatever you want to go for. You know, get those max levels. Maybe get some boots and a few other items with your power shot if you can farm with your power shot. And then, you know, once you get a few levels, you shouldn't be whining for mid to roam top and gank for you because you can't stop the carry from farming. Your job isn't to stop the carry from farming. If you can stop the carry from farming, that's a luxury. That's not expected. What's expected of you is not to die and to get levels. Because you're not fighting the enemy carry. You're fighting the enemy offlane. If they're getting levels and you're not, you're losing your offlane in comparison to theirs. So, let's say we get a few levels. I leveled power shot, I should leveled shackle for this example. So we know they have wards bottom, they probably don't have wards up here. Enemies don't know you're missing because you've been staying back by your tower, and the lane's pushed. Go through the enemy jungle, wander up here on this ledge, and now, as the off lane, you can come down with a shackle shot on mid. If you catch him right here and shackle him to enemy creeps, it's an easy kill for your mid. Suddenly your mid has an advantage. You just got some free levels off of the enemy mid, because you know enemy mid, 3 minutes, he's going to be level 3. A level 3 kill for a level 2 is a lot of experience. You're level 3 now, same as their mid. So you roam back up to your lane, you know, and suddenly now their mid's mad at their top lane. They're like, oh my god, tri-lane, why is your Windrunner down here? And it's nice and easy. You got to be careful though. You got to make sure you can do it with somebody that can roam. You know, if you're like a Darkseer and you roam mid, you're going to walk into lane with Ion Shell, and if their mid sees you, he's just going to back away. You don't have the disable for it. But Windrunner is really nice. You got Power Shot, Quad. Guap can
As the
blink in
arrow
and do a lot
flies.
of burst damage. And that's really what you need to look to when you're playing
Already moving.
Windrunner. Like, or let's say you're playing Tidehunter. Tidehunter, it's a little bit different, but basically, you're looking to get your levels, and then you're looking to make a difference in the other lanes. Let's say,
go.
you know, it's a few minutes into the game, it's 4 minutes. I'm like, you know what, mid might be ganking. I go ahead and have a TP on me, you know,
Wild
let's say
winds rising.
I'm getting this, you know, I'm out of clarities. I've used my
Chase
clarities
my
power
arrow.
shotting. You know, I'm gonna get this delivered to me. I'm gonna go ahead on my courier, buy a TP, get the TP delivered to me.
I
Watch
press
bottom
on.
lane. I suddenly see bottom lane getting ganked. I TP down here at 4 minutes, and I kill whatever's ganking them with a really good shackle shot and power shot. And suddenly, it's a counter gank. Their team committed 3 people to gank this bottom lane or something, and you killed all 3. That's 3 kills for your carry, and your carry didn't die. Tidehunter, I was saying Tidehunter's a little different. Tidehunter's main goal is to sit in this lane and get level 6.
On my
Once he
way.
gets level 6, you've got an ultimate, you're ready to team fight with your team. You're ready to go mid and push up mid. You know, y'all want to take down mid tower, mid's ready for it. You push up mid, anybody tries to stop you, you all get a few kills back out. It's as simple as
I'm
that.
way
You
ahead.
go do the same thing bottom. You push it in, anybody tries to stop you, you ult the team that comes in, team fight, pull back out.
Already moving.
And I mean, that's really all there is to Offlane, you know? Your main goal is not to die. Beyond
I've
that,
got
you say,
some.
how can I help my team? Not, how can my team help me? If you're going to Offlane, you're not there for your team to come gank for you. If mid gets top and y'all have an easy gank on a support, that's a luxury. That's not something you deserve. You don't deserve to be ganked. If the carry is having trouble bottom, mid should be camping bottom all the time, every single rune if he can. He should be ganking the shit out of bottom, because that carry needs to be farming. Windrunner doesn't need all that farm. Your Anti-Mage, your Faceless Void, your Skeleton King, they need that farm. They're the ones that are going to carry you.
On it.
The faster they get their late game items, the sooner you win the game.
I go.
Now, some people might be going, oh, Windrunner can carry. Well, yes, she can, but so can anybody that snowballs. And that's all it is. It's a snowball. It's an exception to the rule. It's not the rule. You don't go by Windrunner
As
as
the
your
arrow
carry.
flies.
If you picked Windrunner, you're probably going in the offlane. And you need to understand that. You need to understand you're
Of course.
probably not going to get any help, because there's probably not much the mid can do for you. So, just be ready to gank mid, be ready to gank bottom, and don't bitch at your team because you can't. I see so many offlaners go top and they're sitting right here by the tower going, Anti-Mage is free farming. Well, you know what? Our Faceless Void is free farming too, in the bottom lane. And you know what? Faceless Void will outcarry this Anti-Mage, so it's okay. And we have a Windrunner, and we have a Sand King, and we have a Witch Doctor, so we can stun lock the shit out of Anti-Mage in team fights. We don't really care about Anti-Mage. You know, they're not thinking about the overall game,
As the arrow
they're
flies.
thinking about only themselves. And you really have to stop doing that if you want to play offlane. Because if you're only thinking about yourself, all you're going to be doing is sitting here going, man, this lane sucks. Offlane always sucks, unless you just get lucky and they decide to feed you. And that's not very often, to be honest. Unless you're just at like the bottom brackets of play. Then people are going to feed all the
Already
time, no matter
moving.
what game. But when I play, I don't get that opportunity very much. And that's Offlane in a
On my
nutshell.
way.
Just know your hero, know your role. If you're playing Clockwork in the offlane, you know, you get a level of cogs, you get 2 or 3 levels in battery assault. You can already start
I'm way
roaming.
ahead.
If you want, what you might want to do is just try and catch the support out by himself and kill him with battery assault before his carry can get in to help. Clockwork's really strong like that. You might want to wait to level 6 to go gank the other lanes, and then it's as simple as TPing right here into this bottom tower, ulting across over here through the trees. Easy kills for your carry. Or maybe you just walk through the woods after trying to kill their support, you pop a clarity and a salve so you're still full, and you ult in on their mid. Little simple things like that. Just depends on
I
what hero
gust
you're in the
onward.
offlane with. Know your skills, know what levels you can start ganking, and gank for your team. And the easiest way to win the offlane is to make your mid win mid by ganking mid, make your bottom win bottom by ganking bottom and giving him free farm.